development project, right? Testing is an integral part of software development lifecycle. So there are two broader categories. One is functional testing, another one is non-functional testing. So functional testing is nothing but to make sure whether the functionality of the application is working fine or not. Okay, for example, in any e-commerce site, you will see a launch, login, search, add to the cart, delete, everything, right? So as a functional tester, they will validate each and every functionalities, whether it is navigating to the particular page or not, whether all the tabs are working fine. So these kind of testings will be performed by functional tester. It can be either through manual testing or through automation testing. Okay. So coming to non-functional testing, there are different types of testing. So to check whether the application is secured or not, to check whether the application is usable, or to check the application stability, in order to check how fast the application or how fast the page is loading, right? In order to check this stuff, we need different types of testing, non-functional testing. Okay, so for example, security testing will be performed to check whether the application is secured or not. Likewise, usability testing will also be performed to check whether the application is usable or not. In order to check the application stability and to check how fast the page is responding, we will do performance testing. Okay. I will tell you with an example. Okay, for example, if you are planning to buy a product in e-commerce site, say Flipkart. Okay, so you are logging into the Flipkart. You are adding the product to the cart, and when you are trying to place the order, right? When you're trying to place the order, assume that the page keeps loading for a longer time. So what you will do, you will wait for a few seconds, and what will happen, like after a few seconds, you log out and you log into another e-commerce site where the same product is going to be available, right? For example, you log out Flipkart and you log in Amazon, you do the same, you add the product, you place the order successfully. So from business point of view, from Flipkart business team point of view, they have lost one customer. So if this page loading time and the response time is going to get prolonged for a longer time, right? What will happen? It might end losing lots of customers, right? So at any point of time, from business point of view, customers experience, how happy the customer experience is very, very important. Okay, how happily they are navigating the application easily and fastly. Okay, so this is why performance testing is required. Um, and why performance testing is required, I'll give you another example. Okay, so in any project, development team, they are going to develop the app, right? And what they will do after developing the app, they are going to do some manual testing, like they check the functionality, where like 2 or 3 people or maybe 5 people, they are going to access the application, and they are going to navigate the flows, and obviously the page response time is going to be really fast, right? Because only few number of people were using it. So considering this, you should not think that the performance is good. Okay, so I hope you know IRCTC website, where you will book train tickets, right? So during the normal hours, consider like morning 8 a.m., night 10 p.m. or evening 4 p.m. Obviously, the few users are going to use this IRCTC website, where the response time is going to be really fast. The page loading time will be really fast, right? But consider during the 11 a.m. in the morning, which is a peak tatkal time, right? Where more number of people. So for normal hours, say 1,000 people are going to access the website, right? But during the tatkal time, imagine that 10,000 people are going to access the website, and obviously the response time, the page loading time, you will see a delay, right? This is what this is, and this is why you need the you need to test the application with more number of users, and that is what we are doing in performance testing. So any doubts you can put it in the chat. For today demo session alone, I will clarify everything at the end of the session. From tomorrow, when the actual class starts, right, we can clarify all your doubts there and there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So coming to the next. So there are different types of performance testing. Okay. Load testing, stress testing, endurance testing, uh, spike testing, and volume testing. Okay. So spike and volume testing, I will tell you what it is little later. The main testing that we usually do is load, stress, and endurance. Okay. Load testing is nothing but testing your application for an hour with the expected load. Okay. For example, if the customer is coming to you and asking for doing the performance testing for their application, right? Your question will be like, what is your expectation? What is your expected number of customers? Okay, so if they say 10,000 users, then that is the expected load. So executing the application for an hour with 10,000 users is called load test. Okay, stress test is like you're running it twice, like to check how far the application is withstanding. So I'll explain you the load test and test test with the example. Okay. So if you see Disney Hotstar, you all know this application, right? So during the normal hours, consider like number of users who was using or watching this app, watching this application is considered like 50K or 60K, 50,000 or 60,000. So from performance team point of view, you need to ensure that Hotstar is performing well for this 50,000 or 60,000 people. That is the minimal thing that Hotstar has to perform. Okay, so the test will be performed for an hour with 50K users, and to check whether the application is behaving good or not, or if it is facing any issues, if there is any app crash. So all these details will get monitored. Okay, and now with the test testing, right, with the same Disney Hotstar, during the World Cup time, or when new web series or movies launched, or during the football World Cup or IPL, um, you will see very high load. For example, like 2 times, 3 times, or even 5 times, the users going to use this application, right? It's going to be really high. So from performance testing point of view, you need to understand how the application is going to behave with these many users. So testing this is called stress testing. Okay, so usual usage of Disney Hotstar, we will do load test. Unusual traffic will be tested using stress test. Okay, so stress test can be done in either ways, purely depending upon your customer's requirement. Okay, stress test, some customer might ask you to double the volume, double the load. Sorry. So Um, so first option is the customer might ask you to run twice the load. Okay. For example, um, if you're running the load test for 50K, 50,000, they will ask you to run the stress test for 1L, like 100K. Okay. And if the application is not crashing, or if the application is performing well, they are satisfied. In other case, okay, customer, they'll tell you like, I want to see how far my application is withstanding, how much load, my application is withstanding. Okay, in that case, can you see this graph? Like initially started with 100K, and with 100K users, we will run for 10-15 minutes. Again, slowly we will increase the load to 200K, and we will run it for 10 minutes, and then we keep on increasing the load until the application crashes. Okay, so so we will go back and tell the customer that till this much of load the application withstands, and after that it crashed. Okay, so this is the difference between load test and stress test. And for all application, right, it's going to run for continuously, right? 24/7 it's going to run. So in order to test the endurance of the application, right, we need to do endurance test. So coming back to its what is the difference between load test and endurance test, right? So it is similar to the load test. So load test, you are running for an hour with expected load. So endurance test also, you are running with expected load but for longer duration. So endurance test can be run for minimum like 6 hours, or it can be run for 8 hours or 12 hours, as per the customer's requirement. So basically running the test for a longer duration in order to check the stability of the application. Okay, similar to marathon, right? Okay, so till now, we have seen what is the difference between functional testing and non-functional testing, and why and how the performance testing is done. And then the types of performance testing, we have seen what is load test, stress test, and endurance test. Okay. Okay, so I told you, right, I'll show you the end-to-end performance testing activities. So these are the main activities of performance testing. First, we'll start with non-functional requirements. Okay, so non-functional requirement is nothing but a requirement gathering from the customer, like what is the application that needs to be performance tested, what is the number of users, what is the load. So all this information we will collect it during this requirement gathering phase. And after that, performance test strategy. So it is a kind of document that we use to create whatever input we collected during the requirement gathering, and what is our upcoming plan to complete this performance test activities. And the third step is performance test design. So test design is nothing but scripting, recording of the script, enhancements or development of the script, and performance test execution. Performance test executing these scripts. Okay. We saw, right, a load test, endurance test. Those tests will be performed here. And then once the test execution is completed, we will do test results analysis, and report creation. And after that, we will provide our recommendation if we see any degradation. Okay, so first two part, requirement gathering and performance test strategy. These are all document kind of a stuff. We will look into it in detail later in the session. I will show you the activities of step 3, 4, and 5 here, like scripting, script recording, and execution and analysis. Okay, yeah. So the application that I am going to use here is e-library application. I picked for which I am going to do the performance testing. The functionality that I am going to use is just launching the application. I'm going to log in and log out. The very simple flow I'm going to pick. Okay. So in any tool, any performance testing tool, if you want to script, right? If you want to do performance testing, you will do these main activities. Okay. Script recording, script enhancement, execution, monitoring, analysis, and reporting. Okay. The tool that I'm going to use is LoadRunner, and the monitoring tool that I'm going to use is Grafana and AppDynamics. See, I'm going to show you the miniature of what you're going to learn for the next few weeks. Okay. So don't worry if you don't get few things what I'm going to show. So I will explain you everything in detail in the upcoming sessions. My main objective of demonstrating this is to get you understand easy understanding of how and what performance tester will do in the project, just a trailer of what you're going to learn in next few weeks. Okay, so this is the application that I showed you. Okay, so I launched the application. I'm logging in. I am logging out. So these three simple functionalities I'm going to record and show you. Okay. Closing this here. So we have different components in LR. Okay, so you no need to worry about it. I'm just showing you. So you have the tool to create the scripts. Okay. So in order to test one particular scenario, right, you cannot if I want to test the application for 1,000 users or 10,000 users, practically gathering those many peoples and testing the application is not possible, right? So we need to simulate those users and execute it. Okay, so in any project we will record the user journey or their actions and do some enhancement to make it ready for their executions. So I'm going to record it now. The application is launched, just a user journey, that's it. I'm going to log in. Yes, I'm going to log out now. Okay, and then I'm going to stop the recording. So this is how you will record. So it has generated the script now with all those hits. Okay, so these are the hits. And after this, right, as I told you, in order to simulate for any number of users, we need to make some enhancements. Okay, for example, Amazon.com, there are many logins, right? You cannot use the same login again and again. It is not practically possible not to simulate, right? So in order to use many users at the same time, many logins, you need to make few enhancement or few developments. Okay, so I have already done I have already developed this script. Okay, you no need to worry about what is it all in there. So just see a visual kind of a step so that you will understand what you're going to learn in the upcoming. Okay, so there is a launch transaction, there is a login transaction and logout. Okay, three transactions are there. Once the script is enhanced and developed, okay, for particular application, any number of scripts can be created, any number of functionality can be tested by creating these scripts. Okay, so there is another component in LoadRunner called controller, where you will execute the script. So it will be helpful for you to set up the scenario. Okay, um, scenario is nothing but which script you are going to use, how many scripts you are going to use, how many users. We talked about load test, stress test, and endurance test, right? Where the load test and endurance test will have the same volume. Like load test will have 10,000 users and endurance test 10,000 users, but the duration might be more. So these kind of details, we will design these details in this controller and we will execute it. Okay. So I am going to run the script for 10 users. Due to time constraint, right, I'm going to run it for 5 minutes. Usually for Lotus, we will run it for 1 hour. Now I'm going to run it for only 5 minutes and show you. Okay. So in this graph, you can see like 10 users for 5 minutes is going to run and it's going to stop. Okay. I am going to start the test. So we can see the number of running users, number of past transactions, number of failed transaction if any, and number of errors if any. So there are lots of graphs that you need to monitor, like transaction response time, running user per second throughput. Okay, so there are many graphs that you need to monitor. So while this execution is happening, right, you can monitor this through AppDynamics as well. So any application, right, is going to host it in the server, right? So server side metrics like CPU, memory utilization, everything we can monitor through AppDynamics. So meantime it is getting loaded, we will go and see here. So number of fast transaction is 20. And yes, we will go back and check. Yes. So here application. So eLibraries application. I filter out for last 1 hour. So currently this application is running. So can you see the login and logout transactions? You can see those transaction names with the response time details here. And the same thing we can monitor here as well, the response time, how much is taking time to load the page. So this is the response time. Here you can see the launch, login, and logout, whatever transaction is there, right? You can see it here, the minimum, maximum, average, everything you can see it here. So it's already 2 minutes now. So yes, when you click on this, you can see. So these details, just a high level I'm showing you. In detail, we will learn in the course. Okay. So the past transactions, failed transaction, 4 have failed here. Okay. So all failed details you can see here. So you can see what are the error details here. So a kind of monitoring, you can do it here. Okay, okay, fine. So what I'm going to do is, yes, yeah, I'm going to stop it right now. Okay. Yes, can you see the running users come down to 0? Okay, the test has stopped now. So after this, once execution is completed, we need to analyze the test results. Okay, so I forgot to show you the another monitoring tool, Grafana. Okay, I'll just show you now. Okay, so can you see the CPU, memory, and disk utilizations here? So these metrics also you can monitor. Okay, at the same time, added to AppDynamics. See, they can be any tool. Monitoring tool can be anything. Okay, it depends upon each project. So the monitoring tool and those access, right? Each team will going to provide you. So no need to worry about that. You will have that tool, any of the tool you will have it. You will have the access as well. The only thing is that you need to go monitor. You need to know how to monitor and what to monitor. Okay. Okay, done. So yes, so one execution is completed. Now I need to analyze the test results. Okay, so I'm going to here and I'm going clicking on analyze results. Okay, there's another component called analysis, LoadRunner analysis, where it will it will generate the test results. Okay, it will generate whatever scripts we executed, whatever test it is run, right? It will summarize and give you everything. Yes. So the summary report, okay, this is the main thing. So it will show you the time that you started and ended the test, how much duration the test has executed, and the maximum number of users, and number of past transaction, number of failed transaction, what are the transactions you see, you ignore this view user in it and action and everything you can ignore. And this one, launch, login and logout, these are the transaction names, we have it in the script, right? This one, the T01, these are the transaction names. So the same transaction name, you can have it here. And the response time, the minimum, maximum, average, 90th percentile, in which transaction it failed, in which transaction how many passed, everything you will see it here. And the number of like HTTP response code, like if you see any failures, you can see the count here as well. Okay. And additional to this, you have many graphs. Okay, the running user graph, it's per second, throughput, transaction summary, and sorry, response time, and everything. These are all the additional stuffs where you need to troubleshoot. It will be useful for troubleshooting purpose and analysis as well. Okay, so after this analysis sheet, and once you analyzed everything, right, what you can do is you can create a report. So just generate the report. Yes, so when you see, right, it will generate with the basic template, the author details, the scenario, scenario name, the period of the execution, how many scripts are there. We have added only one script, right? How many number of concurrent users we ran, and what is the transaction names, this graphs, the basic graphs, running users, everything, all details, whatever we saw it in there, right? It will be in the format of this report. Okay, so you can save this report, and this report will be shared it with the customer. Okay, so this is a high level uh, trailer for you of what you're going to learn. And yes, guys, I think, yes, I have completed the end-to-end activities of performance testing now. So coming back to, okay, so coming to the course content now. Okay, so we will start with how to download the LoadRunner tool, and we will see the components of LoadRunner, the views and controller, analyzer, everything. Okay, and the overview of Ubuntu, how to use it, how to record the scripts, and how to do parameterization, the different types of it, and how to debug if you see any errors, or um, how to check the logs, and how to do correlation, how to error handle it, how to check whether it is working correctly, whether the script is working correctly or not, and the basic scripting standards and their runtime settings. Okay, so these will be covered as part of script development and enhancement. So these are the applications that e-commerce.test, online boutique, and localhost web tools, right? These are the applications that I'm going to show you as a hands-on, okay, like a demo. For demo, these are the applications that I'm going to show you. And from execution point of view, right? So how to set up the scenario, how to create the load runner scenarios for smoke test, load test, or stress test, or endurance test, everything we can see it here. And how to check the logs, how to find out the errors, how to debug the issues during execution, and these are all we can see it here. So LRE is nothing but load runner enterprise. Okay, so nowadays, like in projects, they are providing this LRE. So it's similar to controller. We can also have this. I will also show you how to use LRE. Okay, and once we completed this, okay, how to use load runner, how to develop the script, how to record the script, how to develop the script, and how to execute it, we will come to an idea like how it will be, right? And after that, there will be a live project simulation where I will show you from the first, like how to gather the requirements, how to do the performance test strategy document, and how to record the script, how to develop the script again, and how to set up the scenario, and how to monitor it, what test we need to do, and how to analyze, and how to provide the report to the customers. So we will again see the end-to-end activity, the live project simulation. Okay, and as a part of advanced stuff, right? Like you might need help of like string handling function, file handling functions, loop statements. When you get into the project, you might need these functions in additional. It's good to know. So we will see these functions as well in additional, as additional topic. And as a bonus topic, right, I'll show you how to test the application which is hosted in AWS cloud, and how to monitor it using CloudWatch. Okay? So that's all the course content, guys. Like if you have any questions, um, please let me know. Let me also try to open this each application and show you. Meantime, if you have any questions, please post it in the chat, or just feel free to unmute and talk.
Hi Kritika, this is Krishna.
Yes, Krishna.
You have to give the training on coming to the AppDynamics, how to create the dashboard also.
No, Krishna. Like we will show you how to view the metrics and how to use it. We will share you the recording video, how to allow detailed video about AppDynamics as part of this course.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Kritika,
And
are you
one
going
more,
to cover? Yes.
Yes, please.
and one more thing, Kritika, you have to we have to use for the execution controller or LRE or PC.
Initially, I will show you how to set up the scenario in controller, okay? And later also, I will show you how to use and how to, the same stuff I will show you in LRE as well. Okay, both are almost similar, 90% is similar. The look and feel only differs.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So these are the website that we are going to use to script. Okay, so this is e-commerce test K6. So you can also have access. So parallelly, you can also start downloading the tool, and you can also parallelly practice your hands-on. Any other questions?
Yes, Kritika. So are we going to cover TrueCoin protocol as well or only HTTPS protocol?
We are going to cover only HTTP HTML protocol.
Mhm. Okay.
But we will give you the recorded video for a true client protocol as well as part of this course.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So for
performance
registration,
center. Okay.
yeah, yes, please. Yes, please, yeah.
And any difference between the performance center and AppD?
So sorry, can you come again with the question?
Performance center and AppDynamics.
No, a performance center is nothing but LRE, right? Where you will execute the test. Okay, so AppD is nothing but the monitoring tool where you will monitor the metrics similar to Dynatrace, AppD, Grafana, or monitoring tool. Performance center, a controller are all same, where you will set up the scenario and execute the test.
Okay. So it's open source or we have to purchase it?
You can set up a trial version for your practice.
Okay.
We
Thank you.
will show you how to download and other. We will help you get it.
Sure. Thanks.
But it's not open source, but we can have it for practice. Like I think it will have a trial period of 30 days or so.
Okay.
So for any questions regarding fees and registration, right, please contact Kumar sir, and this is his contact details. If you have any questions with respect to course content or stuff, please feel free to ask me questions.
In this course, we are going to cover only LR, no JMeter, right?
No JMeter, only LoadRunner.
Okay.
We have a separate course for JMeter. That is a separate 30 hours course.
Uh-huh. Yes, Kumar sir said me that there will be some session with combined LR and JMeter. Maybe the trainer is not available.
No, I am not sure about that. Like this course is particularly for a LoadRunner.
Okay.
Hi Kritika, very good evening.
Sorry, can you come again?
Uh, is it audible my voice clearly now?
Yes, yes, you're audible. Yes, please.
Okay. So Kritika, the LoadRunner like tool is like license based, right?
Yes, yes.
Like is it possible to practice for
Yes,
course?
you have a 30 days trial. I think I'm not sure about the exact days, but we have a trial period. You can download and you can use it for practice.
Yeah. Okay, okay then. Thank you.
We will also provide you the software which you can download from the drive and you can use it.
Yeah, okay then. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Add on to that, Vueton and this analysis and controller, right? You can download and use it in your laptop. Like I think they don't have any restrictions. I guess like no trial period and all. If you have it in your laptop, you can have it and practice it. Yeah, there is one question in the personal chat, like only HTTP HTML protocol is alone sufficient. Okay, so answer to this is 95 percentage of your application it will use only HTTP HTML protocol only. So I have been in IT industry for 10 plus years. I have used like 90 percentage of the time I have used only HTTP HTML protocol. Most of the application supports this protocol, so so you no need to worry about any other protocols.
And Kritika, if you have SAP based application, HTTP protocol work for it or through client?
Sorry, can you come again a bit louder, please?
Yeah, if we have a SAP based application, SAP,
Okay.
so for that HTTPS protocol is fine, or we need to work on another protocol?
There is a separate protocol, SAP GUI. There's a separate protocol for that application.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have one more question here. Like, is LoadRunner alone is sufficient to get a PT job? Okay. So as initial, like for the entry, so LoadRunner is sufficient because LoadRunner there's more tools. Okay, to do performance testing. So LoadRunner and JMeter are the top ones. So if you learn LoadRunner, it's very easy for you to learn any other tool, like especially JMeter. Everything concepts are all same. Okay. So learning LoadRunner will be very beneficial for the entry level of performance testing, and how to monitor monitoring. Learning about monitoring tool is a extra like added advantage. Okay, guys, like we will continue tomorrow. We will see about the LoadRunner architecture, like how to set up the tool and how to use it. Like other stuffs, we will look into it tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Kritika. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Bye.